then you're going to love this one.
All right. Hey, Flooring Pros, Jerry Levinson here, and I'm thrilled to announce a new sponsor. I met you at Surfaces. It's Kristen with Showroom Pricing. Hey, Kristen.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Jerry. Thanks for having me.
So actually, there was like two big hits at Surfaces, and you were one of them. So I think I got more action on that post and that live video than just about anybody else that was out there. It was something to see. It was fun. And
it was great. I actually had a lot of people come to my booth and say, hey, we saw you with Jerry. And so we had to come by.
yeah, what I love about your product. So for those of you that don't know, Showroom Pricing, Kristen developed a system process so you can put QR codes on all of your samples and you'll never need to price your showroom again. I mean, automatically updated. You set it up the way that they want to see it. Well, we'll get in the explanation more, but it's one of the simplest products too that I've seen for showroom pricing. Not only that, one of the most effective, because I've seen some where it was complicated to change margins or add installation, but I'm getting ahead of the movie here. But so I was excited about the product. I'm thrilled you reached out to me. You're going to sponsor the masterclass. Are you going to be able to make it to Florida for the masterclass, or?
There's nothing I would want more than to go to Florida as soon as it starts getting cold in St. Louis. I don't know if I'll be there, but I'll do what I can.
Okay. Well, we might stream you in for a session or something.
I would love that.
So we're going to start promoting showroom pricing though on the Facebook group and within the masterclass. And I know just constantly people are complaining about, what's funny is they're complaining more about having to change the prices on every sample than they are about the pricing.
About the upcharge. Yeah.
Yeah. So they complain
true.
about both, but yeah, that's really, I mean, part of it is like, we just spent hours pricing the showroom and now we have to do it again. And
yeah, and I'm excited to be able to bring something to kind of alleviate some of those issues for showrooms all across the US. And we've had really great success helping people kind of stop spending time on that and using that time for something else.
So you come from a flooring background. In fact, you're in your father's showroom, right?
I am.
So, and this is where this brainchild began. So tell us about your story and how did this all start?
Right. So my background, I grew up in the flooring industry. So of course, the last like 5 to 7 years, when we talk about price lists and things like that, look nothing like the 10 to 20 to 30 years before it. And when I came to work for my father, not necessarily as a kid working at their father's store, as a professional, I was in sales, was commission based. And I had two jobs. I had to sell for my livelihood, but I also had to keep a showroom price. Those things don't live well together. And especially in the environment that we're seeing, like you said, about changing prices, sometimes twice a week, we would get updates from the same vendor. And I just couldn't waste time on this anymore. So I needed to figure out a way to price a showroom and not have to keep up with the maintenance. And my father said, what about QR codes? I said, you know what, that's a great idea. Let me research that. I tried to find a company that did it for flooring to start, and I couldn't find one. So I built it myself.
Yeah, and
that's the brainchild of it.
Well, I'm finding now that there are other companies that are offering that, but the solutions aren't as clean and crisp. They're very limited in what you can do. So tell us a little bit more about showroom pricing and what are all the things that you can do.
So one of the things I wanted the ability to do when I was building the software was I wanted to be able to change margins whenever we needed. So I made it super easy inside the desktop part of it to make adjustments to margins, make adjustments to tax rates, decide if I wanted to include my taxes or not include my taxes. I wanted it to be super easy and user-friendly on the inside of the guts of the system, if that makes sense. And then when it came to the QR code, I wanted to do more than just give a price. So our system allows for one QR code to service a couple of different needs. So first, of course, for your customer to come in, they don't have to download an app. They don't have to do anything special. They just open up the camera in their phone, their smartphone, and scan a QR code. But the sales staff can scan that same QR code, log into the system, and be able to see more information. So we can show them cost. We can show them the last time that the price had been updated. We give them manufacturer, which we hide a lot of the time from the regular customers. So if you guys are private labeling anything, it's not out there just for a quick screenshot, right? A couple other things that we can do with that same QR code is if you're working with contractors, the designers that are seeing different price points that they want reflected when they scan it, we can do that too. You can create your own kind of tiered pricing within the software. One QR code can do all three of those things.
How would that work? So if you have, I know I visited Jason Goldberg's showroom in Ohio, and he had that. He had designers or builders that would come in and they would need their price. So he would give them a catalog with a separate price sheet based on, like, it was a color coded catalog. So how does that work then for where you can show the retail price just for the consumer, the retail price and the a designer price? Because I understand for the wholesale price for the salesperson, they have a different app when they're going in, correct? Or
they don't even have a different app. They can scan the same QR code, and what they'll get is a little space, and I'll show you guys what these QR codes look like. They look just like this, and by scanning that QR code with their phone, they'll get the option to log in. If you're a regular retail customer, you don't have to log into anything. We just show retail price. But if you are working with designers and contractors or architects that want to be able to see a different price, you can create usernames within the software so that you control whether or not they have access to that special pricing. Yes.
So they can log in.
And then if you, they can log in. They will never see anything that has to do with your margins. They'll just be able to see the price that you've assigned to them. So you can create kind of tiered margins. So you've got regular retail. Let's say that you're doing your retail store at 50% margins. And then for contractors, maybe they're closer to 40, something like that. That contractor level would be assigned 40% margins. When they log into the system and scan something, will reflect those margins when they scan.
So I wanted to share a story with you. I don't share very often, but it was a huge aha moment for me that we had the Shaw color wall and the Mohawk color wall. And we sold a ton of Shaw and none of Mohawk. And I was kind of wondering why. And it occurred to me, Shaw's color wall at this time, they had 3 different price points. And it was clear, easy to see. So the salespeople gravitated to that. Mohawk's color wall had about 7 price points, and it was all over the board. So I dumbed down Mohawks and put 3 price points on it and got my manufacturer to work with me to do it in a way. But the reason that people gravitated to Shaw, as a salesperson, when I know the information, it's a lot more comfortable for me to sell that product. When I have to look it up, customers interested in this. And so now I've got to turn around. I got to go look it up. I got to figure out the margins and all that. That's a horrible experience for both the salesperson and the consumer. And then, well, what does this one cost? Now I got to go look up a different one. And it may be the same price, but.
And I also think that the other part of that is anytime you have to leave your customer alone in the showroom, it's something negative, because they're going to start looking at products that maybe aren't working for their project, or maybe not necessarily what you wanted to show them. And when you don't have pricing, or you don't feel confident, or you have to go check a price again, what happens is once they find those new products, you go back to your desk. Go look up all of those products, and suddenly something that probably could have been accomplished from a sales appointment time-wise, probably 30 minutes, you're now talking about maybe an hour and a half, because you're spending so much time leaving your customer alone. And just having all of that available to you right on your phone while you're working with them, just, I think, changes the game.
Not only that, the transparency of it. So they're being able to go up there and look at it themselves, which they love doing that. And you talk about the comparison. What if they go to another showroom that doesn't have that? That's a very frustrating experience. they're going to want to come back to your showroom because it was so much easier, and people aren't comparing prices like everyone thinks.
I know.
They really are comparing experiences. So when I can come to your showroom, get that pricing, I mean, there are so many benefits to having those QR codes and the showroom pricing. And the biggest thing is you only need to do it once. And in fact,
One time.
you don't ever need to do it ever again, because you guys have a service that it's a full-on concierge service. I think the price is, don't quote me on this, but it's anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000 basically to do a showroom, and that gets you the license and everything. But Jackie is your gal that comes out. She prices your entire showroom for you,
She
and
will.
the time it takes for her to do that is you can stay focused on your customers, stay focused on sales, make money. The time that she takes to do that, you're going to make so much money just by not having to mess with it yourself. It's worth it. Throw that thing on
100%. And
Get it
I can't tell
done.
you how many people I talk to that they're not pricing their showrooms because it's intimidating. They don't know where to start. And we can come out, Jackie will be out there for a couple of days and just kind of knock it out for you. And you get all of the software behind it. And you get to control your margins. Even if Jackie's the one placing the stickers, it's still your stuff. It's your software to work with.
Right, great. So give Kristen a call and get an estimate on what it's going to be to do your showroom. She'll have a conversation with you and come up with that price. Now, if you want to do it yourself, you'll save money, but doing it yourself would be about akin to install, people that install their own flooring. Yeah, you'll get it done eventually, but do what you're good at, make money doing what you're good at. But I love that service because it saves you so much time and money. So not only is she going to price it and put the QR codes on everything, she's going to help you program the systems, help you marry the all the companies like Mohawk, Shaw, and any company that you need to get the prices over. And then
Yeah.
everything's
So we
automated,
are a B2B,
right?
yeah, we're a B2B provider. So you can do B2B services through us. We can bring in all of your automatic pricing for you. And I know that there are a lot of questions I get about what about prices that aren't coming in B2B? We do have a drag and drop option where you can pull in a lot of those price lists without even having to reformat anything. Save, your rep sends it to you, you save it to your desktop, and you just drag it right into the software. We will update any prices that need updating, and anything that's the same, we just leave it alone. And the next time that product gets scanned out on your floor, you'll see an updated price.
So the other big benefit is hiring salespeople. Hiring salespeople is very complicated in our industry because everybody's looking for somebody with experience, and you're better off hiring somebody that would be a great salesperson than somebody that has flooring experience. Not that somebody that has flooring experience can't be a great salesperson, but it limits you on who you can hire if you're requiring them to have all this vast knowledge. Well, having that showroom pricing, makes it so easy on them to sell when you don't have to, have them look it up and calculate the different costs and things. So that's another question. So let's say carpet. Can I add in the labor and pad and do that so I can make it all inclusive? Because what we've always done is one price.
So what we have available for your regular retail customer that comes in, what most of our clients have decided to do is show just a product only price. But if that, they can preload a labor included price, which means that the salesperson can scan that same QR code and have access to not only retail, but also labor included prices. A lot of them also will preload other margin points so that they can go, all right, I know that we've set our showroom at 50%, but I have the ability to go down to 40, 45, somewhere in there. By preloading those margins in there and giving that access to a salesperson, instead of them going back to an adding machine, they can sit there and spout out a new price depending on what type of project that they're working on with that customer and what they feel comfortable selling it at.
And then do you integrate with all the major players, Floors app, Q Floors, RFMS?
We have ways for them to get that data in. Some of it's more seamless than others, but certainly we are able to bring in price list exports from all of the major guys that are doing work. And a lot of our customers aren't even using, RFMS or Rollmaster or Floors app or anything like that. We've got a lot of QuickBooks users, so don't be afraid if you're not into flooring software that maybe this is the way that you kind of dip your toe into those waters.
Yeah, so this is a no-brainer for you guys. I wish I had this years ago, because I was one of those people that I would price my showroom. My strategy was this, though. I always priced everything high and then offered discounts. And then when the price went up, I just offered less of a discount and less of a discount, less of a discount.
And you can do that still too. You can change those margins. What's really great is things that happen in our software happen in real time. So when you do make adjustments, not only do they happen, like, hey, this is what the new margins we need to get. They don't just affect the products that are inside your showroom. If you've got stuff that's out at a customer's home you guys know, anyone that's listening to this knows that customers can sometimes keep things for, 3 to 6 months. And hopefully you're tracking it down by then. But a lot of times in that time frame, you've seen a lot of price changes, and we're keeping that customer updated with those new price points that you need to sell it at, because it's continuously updating.
All right, fantastic. Am I leaving anything out? Is that
I think that's the gist of it. There was one other thing I would really like to talk about too, is we do capture those scans for our customers. We don't share this data, we don't sell it or anything like that, but you do get a look at what your customers are really taking, scans of in your showroom. And a lot of our customers are taking that data and they're matching it up to what their sales look like and using that for price negotiations with their vendors.
So, that's very interesting. So you can take a certain product line and say, hey, give me a sales special on this. Let's do something with this product, or you can decide to carry it as inventory. And that's another thing that you can do. You can download your inventory. You can, as far as not tracking the inventory, but create custom pricing around your inventory.
You can. A lot of our customers are stocking dealers, and that they work with their own Excel spreadsheets to pull in data, so that they can have stocking programs with different types of price points.
Yeah. All right.
All through the QR code.
Fantastic. I know we're missing some stuff, so we'll update it as we go along here. We'll put up
Thanks
the post
so much, Jerry.
Update it. So, all right, Kristen, thank you. How do we get a hold of you for showroom pricing? Showroompricing.com. So everything's there.
Yeah, it's super easy.
You're transparent. You have pricing on your website. So if any of you guys are trying to guess and figure out what it would cost, you can go on there and see. But Kristen will give you custom pricing for your project as well.
We will, and we'll demo the software for free. So if anybody wants to schedule a free demo, we'll go through this and answer all their questions, show them kind of the ins and outs of how everything works.
Yeah, it's just so easy, and everybody's gotten to use QR codes because of COVID and the whole restaurant experience.
It's been my silver lining. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no kidding. That was perfect timing for you, huh?
I think so.
All right, sounds good, Kristen. So go to showroompricing.com. You can get a hold of Kristen over on Facebook. She's easy to get a hold of, and get started with it. I think you guys are going to enjoy it for your business, and you will never, ever, ever have to price your showroom again. Have Jackie come out so you never have to touch another sample in regards to.
Wouldn't that be nice? In regards to tagging them.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a great experience. So take advantage of that and have them come out and get it going. Oh, one last question. So if somebody wants to hire you, how far out is Jackie booked? How soon can you?
Yeah, she's booking for the end of September and into October right now for her to come out to your showroom. But our schedule, as far as getting started, it usually takes about 2 weeks from you saying, yeah, let's do this, to you having QR codes printed in your store.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. All right, sounds good, Kristen. Well, let's get it rolling, and we'll talk to you later. We'll hopefully see you at the masterclass. And
hopefully we'll see you in Orlando. Yeah.
See you around. Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, Jerry.
All right, bye.